And we should be good to go here. Let me just get my stuff settled. All right. Time to go investigate more crime. I don't even remember what is our goal here. We gotta go find some evidence. I don't know. Studio 2, we gotta freaking lady. All right, let's do a little savey save and go investigations. It was a close one. Yeah. Really? Too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. Maya. So, what happened? I think I have a pretty good idea who did it. Now all we need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. And the initial trial system tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? Well, the new court system, they introduced that. We already, yeah. We know about that. We gotta get going. We gotta get going. We'll talk, see if there's anything here. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Oh, Nick, you must have really wowed them out there. Did you write that? Jeez. All right. Is there any information? Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Yeah, the producer. She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and what? Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow. What's that mean? Why is everyone so vague in this game? For the story. It's for the story. He used to be a minor straight-to-video director, but something in his work caught Vasquez's eyes. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Salmonella. Here he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she does a jump, he asks how high and all that. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yeah, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in the business. But he stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions like Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to the sequel of Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that's right when Miss Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago. Thank you for that little information. Now we gotta go run around this whole fucking studio again. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick? I think our guard's down. Yeah. I bet we could even eat the donuts at the guard stand if we wanted. You eat, you die. Woo! She's alive. Alright. I was wondering about D. Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio the studio bigwigs love her. So she always gets her way. Are we saying she's a vampire? Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. It's her. I asked you about Salmonella. Sal, he's a pushover. Does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he'll let. That was more than I needed to know about him. Huh? Why would I? Maya, you're too young. You'll learn. You'll learn. I looked at my headcanon here is that Nick is also into it by that response. He's like, no, Mia. No, Maya. No, it makes no sense. You know? Nick is 1,000% about him. 1,000%. About Mr. Hammer. I haven't heard what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer. You drag a star down from the sky and stomp on it. Calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. She's really pissed at this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Powers' costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. Yeah, that's like the big, like, weird piece here right now. All right, anyone here? I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see. Well, there's Maya. There's crime here. There's evidence. What do you mean? What? Oh my god. No touching. Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean? I almost had a heart attack. I guess it can be a little dramatic at times. I suppose it's the actor in me. Anyway, I'm here to examine that plate on the table. What are you looking for? Sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces there for. So you're looking for traces of sleeping pills? How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. I'll have the capabilities to make the cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me a testing solution. It reacts to these sleeping pills, see? If there's traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat. Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, all right. So, food on this plate had been laced with some sleeping pills. Looks like it. All right, we got it. How goes your investigation? Tell you the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers. Some people think we should switch suspicions. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How's Edgeworth doing anyways? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in there in the waiting room and he crushed his paper cup with hot coffee in it. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Say, what happened to the empty bottle? A bottle of sleeping pills? I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim, Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. So that means... Yep, sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. Yay! Alright, well that at least... That at least, Alright, we gotta examine shit, yeah? Sorry. Okay. I don't know if there's new... Storage. A lot of the same shit. Alright, is that... Alright. Let me move into the dressing room, see if anyone's in here. Yep. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... What? Why? But WP's innocent. Yes, but and I'm really grateful for what you've done, but... This week has been the last episode of Steel Samurai. What? No! I was wondering if you could, if I could ask about Mr. Hammer. On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. I thought he went to Studio 1, and they stole the steel. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh, I guess the rumor must be true then. A rumor? Yeah, Miss Vasquez, the producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt, you know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using a new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. What do you mean, Last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed Steel Samurai's death warrant. No! Also, I hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Why aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all that's ever happened. They want it quiet, you understand? How could they just do that? What about all the kids who love Steel Samurai? It's okay, I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true! If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something! Yeah. Here, take a look at this. Oh, I don't even know what I clicked. I don't even know what I clicked. Why can't they... What? I showed my badge? I don't know what... Show meat. This. And this is fan collected of all the photographs. These kids love Steel Samurai. Show shouldn't be canceled just because some adults can save face. I think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay, but what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago, someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. So someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they make it public? Well, you know, Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid of what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know. This Oldbag's not gonna say anything. She's not gonna say jack shit. She's gonna lose her shit. She's starting to froth at the mouth. Oh, wait. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Huh? Nichols. Nichols, Nick. Penny Nichols. Penny Nichols. That assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers! Dredging up dirt on someone's path like that. And the recently departed, no less. I suppose you think this is fun. No, I'm trying to do my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costumes. You expect me to believe that rubbish? I don't think I have proof, but I guess this. It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. Is there proof that he had pills like this plate? Mr. Powers ate T-bone steak for lunch. And this is the plate that he used to eat the steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on this plate. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbag? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Oldbag. You're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the Okay. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced that paparazzi. It was just the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand. Poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag? Hold on a minute. Oh, poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. A photograph? Wait a second. This is the picture. Is that the trailer from Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with the bad guy at the top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor. The man fell in the flower box fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel like talking about it much. Okay. All right. That's the whole thing. All right. Anyone over here? Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the steel samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2? But why? I wonder if someone called him, like the director or the producer. Hey, Nick, it's Miss Vasquez. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me, Mr. Hammer came here the day of the murder and... Shh. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Mr. Power wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of Steel Samurai. You did it! Nick, she did it! She's the killer! My Fae blood speaks to me. I know it, I know it! Wondering if you tell me about Mr. Manila. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer by yourselves. Alright, well, she's kind of... She's feeling away. There's some flowers here. Can I... Okay, well... Wasn't the assistant cleaning up yesterday? Funny, it still seems pretty messy in here. I guess she's still on a high from getting that rare card she needed. I don't really know what I'm looking for in here. Alright. I kind of figured... Nothing... Alright. Well... Is there anything I can show her, maybe? This photo. This photo. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well... Old bag. Old? She means the security lady, Miss Oldbag, Nick. Yeah, Nick. Right. Anyway, Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think, the wind? Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Okay. Well then, what were you talking about? You're using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kids show for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I'm sure it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh, I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour on his own accord. But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me. What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No way. You must mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That's what I mean. Well, where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe me. But the security lady, she said it was an accident. Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammers, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought the photo into the studio. She registered his hand, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporters would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of the photo is the one you hold. Give it to me, now. What? This is valuable evidence. Ah! Mafia! Oh, sorry. Professionals! They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? But the trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, I'll race away. And then we fucking died. Gumshoe! I heard everything, pal. D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me right now. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll look forward to it. All right. Well, at least this little investigation period, I think, didn't take too long. Hey, you okay, pal? The other one, the second investigation period was so long that I was like, oh, fudge, but this is so short. Yeah, I'm very glad. I'm very, very glad. Detective Gumshoe, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really scared. Oh, don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay. He does look like Gumshoe the dog. He really does. It's Gumshoe energy for sure. Gumshoe dog energy. Who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez? No, I don't think she's the bottom. Now, Nick is a bottom. Absolutely. All right, let's go. Ah! Dude, stop it. All right. All right. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory in this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today we'll call on people from Studio 2 trailer that day. In their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm the producer of Global Studios. On the murder, you were in the trailer for Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nicholas. He made it weird by adding the last bit. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the morning. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hannah's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with the monkey's head toppling over. Okay. Manila used this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Let's do it! Get him! Oh, I wanna do a save. Dun, 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 dun. Alright. Let's grill her. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said about you, Mr. Edgeworth. Please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we all went to Studio 1. And what exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. So I would think it would be between those times. You would think, come on. All you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Hold on. You had Sal take you. What does this mean? Just said what it means. Took me in the van. Yeah. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Whoops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal? No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. She wouldn't have had the time to eat the T-bone steak. I have some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she'd said a little bit more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said, somewhere. I hit to the trailer. Okay. All right. Let's see here. How do I prove she didn't eat the steak? How do I prove she didn't eat the steak? Let me do a little boop, boop, boop. Okay. 2:30. Maybe the photo in here has the steak in it? No, it doesn't. Sorry, I thought maybe there was steak in there. Maybe there's steak. Ugh. This Monkey Man. It's not Monkey Man. The only thing I can think of is photograph, but oops. Click the wrong button, sorry. Meeting began at 12, ended at 4. There was a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break. I just don't... Is there a photo in here? Oh my god. Sorry. Enter the trailer before noon. The meeting began at 12:30. Now let me look at all my evidence so far here. Time of death at 2:30 caused pierce through the chest. Dragging one leg. Guide map. Murder weapon. Blocked path from the scene of the crime between 12:15 and 4. That's not something I can show right now. I don't know, man. All right, well, we're not doing so hot. I'm not doing so hot here. All right. Gotta think about this a little harder. Maybe I'm focusing too hard on the stakes right now. I just don't know. She's Kim Wexler. I don't know, No. Okay, I was like, maybe the timing of that falling. I don't know, man. Took a 15-minute break. We ate. Can I show the meat? Yes! Meat! Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. Look at this. It's a plate. The plate was on the table of the employee area. As you can see, a large bone was left behind. Mr. Wright, I need to remind you it was a T-bone steak. Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate the table outside the trailer. There's no bones. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave a bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too! I want to say that so bad. I just want to say that so bad. You ate the bone too! Nick, are you so sure? I mean, I love steak, but I don't even eat the bone. Hey, I don't eat it either. Mr. Wright! I too leave the bone. Anyways, you didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and you threw it somewhere, like an incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying yes, Your Honor? As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? It's because it's duct taped together is the problem, but I'm gonna save here in case they say one of these are wrong. I think you could though, because it was duct taped together. It's not impossible. Well, maybe it's not impossible, but... Silence! I am speaking. The victim was stabbed through the chest in the front, yes? I believe this would indicate that the victim was aware of the killer's presence. Now, the steel samurai costume is quite light and mobile. Compared to the victim, I am weaker and slower. I couldn't possibly win such a fight. Not to mention, there's proof I did not have the spear. The photograph of the steel samurai shows the victim himself holding it. Or do you mean to suggest that I wrested it away from his hand? Yeah, take that, Wright. If you think she did it, prove it. Here's my whole problem with this whole case now. The blood. And we mentioned this at the very, very beginning of the investigation. There's no blood in Studio 1. Where's the blood? Was there blood on the costume? Like, I don't know if we saw... Where's, like, the evidence of, like, the costume that Hammer was wearing? Like, couldn't we have gotten to this conclusion maybe a little bit? Like, I feel like this is something that would have been questioned, because if he died in the samurai suit, which they then, obviously, they said that it's missing, where is the blood? And why was no one wondering why there's not blood? No one questioned blood this whole time, and I just, like, I think that's a pretty suspicious thing here. I just, you know, just saying. Hey, Nick, look at the data we have on the samurai spear on the court record. Isn't there something about that that yes. Yes. We got it. What? Why did you penalize me for that? I disagree with that. I disagree with that. You couldn't, could you? I think you would have had great difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes, however, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? I have proof, Your Honor. Well, also, was there blood on the sphere? Now I'm just going down a blood clot. Like this, going down a blood clot here. There's a whole blood clot plot. There's a clot in the plot. There's a blood clot in. Present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember when the sphere broke in the morning? But someone fixed the sphere. It was a security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who was wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Oof. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How is your hammer killed? I can definitely tell you. I definitely know the murder weapon was the van. Oh. They ran him over. The murder weapon was... sleeping pills? Mr. Monkey? Sleeping pills. Okay, sorry. That. Okay. I clearly don't know. I'm sorry. What the hell? The thing. That's Jack Hammer sitting at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If we cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph from 5 years ago. It was an unfortunate accident at the Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was close kept secret in the studios. What has that to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? The fallen man in this photo. See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? Yes. Yes! This happened 5 years ago. Has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. And just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago, though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died the same way he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of the argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found in Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you claiming that I carried the body from Studio to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? Break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed aside his costume? There isn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She had another way, I guess. Probably had another way. For instance, actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for her to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. She used the van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was the van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. And before everyone else got there, you put the body in the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget that's Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella is a conspirator? Yes! Of course Salmonella had to be a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done it alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in a small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win. So, what happens next? Don't me? You don't have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that. I just said that. So you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you! You killed Jack Hammer! Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is the only possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. Order! Mr. Edward, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? There's a right answer and there's a wrong answer. I'd like for you to testify again. No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before, the truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers, a waste of our time. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of witness Miss Vasquez. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
Objection!
What the fuck is happening? Your Honor! I request a witness to testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does that make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see why we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see a little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly do you want her to testify about? Well, yes. Indeed. Verily, I say. Ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body. Very well. The witness will testify at the court concerning the matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one who said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that... I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by the testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, I'm sure she'll falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. All right. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive to the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in a costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go call him? Remember? Remember? What? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Oh. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? Also, she got there 10 minutes early and didn't like call the police. Hello? Are we like missing that little like what? Hello? What? Okay. I have a lot of issues with this case, chat. I have a lot of issues with this. Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. So we often left him on the bus when shooting. Oh my god! What the fuck? We often left him on the bus when he was shooting at a location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Then, silence. Dead silence. Hey Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Oh, Bag, the security lady. Why does the security lady think Powers had done it? What she said is because she saw him going to the studio. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to also have given the detective that photo. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. Photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's at best for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned. I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved, thus they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you. Must have been a lot riding on it, but all the big wigs and meetings, I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. The script and your direction notes. Yes, they were quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? I was under the impression that we wouldn't have to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Think. Miss Vasquez says she didn't bring a script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth. What you just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate your concern, Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? So the prosecution is in the cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. Well, the witness changed her testimony to reflect this. I knew that Mr. Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. What? How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here. Everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe you, Nick. Go get him. That's with Sal? Okay. Alright. Alright, this is the whole thing. Do a little save here. Sal, the assistant, was there. Immediately called the police. Power showed up. Security lady, old bag, was quite agitated, putting in Powers. They left proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I knew that Hammer was injured, so I couldn't do any behind action. Okay. What do we have here? Hey. Oh my god, dude. You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg in this photo. That's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending. One person who was injured at the run-through the morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think Mr. Hammer, who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it all wrong. I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Mr. Vasquez. You saw Mr. Hammer? Yeah. You saw him limping. Yes, but wasn't that Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when he was doing this, well, it would have been when after he put the Steel Samurai costume on and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. And that's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who was injured that morning. Order, order! I will have order. Can you refute this claim? Very well. I have a question for you. Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on that matter? Yes, I can prove it for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely have evidence, and it's because it's because probably that photo is the evidence at this point. Probably that. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive of this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was the constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. You're talking about motives here, yet you only have talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez and not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Mr. Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. I never get rid of useful men. It's policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive. Okay, allow me to present the court evidence. Yes. I don't know. I don't know. It's this one. We already. I don't know what they want. She had no motive. It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. Miss Vasquez was he knew that the whole time. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? Okay, this is a sloppy case. This is sloppy, man. This is so sloppy. Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole Steel Samurai's costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me. Right? Why? That's my problem with this, is why did she cover it all up then? Like, if that's the truth, why did she, like, why wouldn't she just in the first place be like, it was self-defense? He tried, like, what? And then she moved the body? Like, this case is not, I'm not happy with this. There's just a lot of plot holes in this one, chat. Just feel like there's a lot of plot holes in this one. Yeah, I guess the best, like, there definitely is cases, and I don't know, I know we've talked about in chat here about how this is a reflection of Japan's, like, court system, and that is a topic that I do not have a lot of knowledge about, so you know, but I do know there are definitely court cases where someone murders someone in self-defense and they end up still going to prison, and there's definitely, I think, a lot of controversy around that type of stuff, and it really depends on the case. So yeah, I think, yeah, there's definitely a lot of, so I'm sure that's really the, like, yeah, she lied to try to, yeah. I lose again. TLDR, Japan is guilty until proven innocent, and more than 99% of cases are guilty. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers is innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. That is all. Court adjourned. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is like, I'm not being like, this is not me not enjoying the game. I'm just pointing out some holes here, which I think is fine. I can still enjoy the game and point out plot holes. There are plenty of things with plot holes that I still enjoy. My face does have holes. There's a hole in here, there's a hole here, got a few in my ears that are covered by these headphones. I have a hole right here. I got some more holes. There's holes. I got holes all over my face, man. Anyways, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think he tried to frame me for murder makes me sad. Tell me, Mr. Wright. Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because he's jealous. You were the Steel Samurai. So was the Steel Samurai. Mr. Hammer was a big star once. He was reduced to acting in a kids show and as a villain to boot. The kids loved Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him at any time. I think you're missing the point. But thank you. I'm glad it's all over. So am I.
Congratulations, WP.
Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the steel samurai outfit once more. Can't wait to get back into the sweaty costume and... Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Nick, Edgeworth.
He's angry. He's so angry. Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? Not really, but I want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away with it if he hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years.
Again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been nice if we better not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, eating honey is an uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't you ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Oh, big yawn. Mr. Wright, is that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if they're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get a feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
And the curtain closed. What? They're lovers. They're lovers. Went back to making kid shows again. Pink Princess!
Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right?
I'll admit I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy the trading cards too, okay? You have to trade with Cody and the assistant.
Fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play with the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready. That's so rude! He's not even... I don't know why they keep calling him ugly. I don't think he's ugly. That's so mean. He's not even ugly. That's fucked up. So rude. New episode. Oh man, GG. All right, y'all want to start? This always auto goes. Chat. That's the bird. That's the fucking bird that Spike hates. That's the bird. I know the bird. I don't know what the bird does. I don't know anything about the bird, but I know he was mad about the bird. All right, we'll watch the preview and then we're gonna wrap up stream because it's late. It's late. I don't know anything about the bird. All I know is that Spike I heard him react pretty negatively about the bird. Please don't say anything in chat about the bird elsewise, because I really don't know anything else. I just know the bird exists. Bird. Bird is a word. Don't you know about the bird? Well, everybody knows the bird is a word. All I heard was the bird. That's fucking bullshit. That's literally all I heard. I really want people to just shut up. Shut up. Don't say anything, because y'all are talking too much already now. This is already too much. Literally all I heard was the bird. That's fucking bullshit. Well, Spike was streaming this game. That's it. That's it. So I don't want to turn this into a big thing. Uh-oh. All right. We'll start the intro. This is our preview for tomorrow's stream. It's been what, 15 years? About that, yes. 15 years is a long time to wait. Can't imagine how much I've suffered. You've suffered? But now, the perfect opportunity has presented itself. At last, I shall have my revenge. What? Merry Christmas! A Christmas episode?